This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lag. Whole squad all dressing all black. Every single last one of them got my back. Hey, 20 of us, that's 20 goons in them. Ice cream whip, triple scoop. I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna play me, no conversation, ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pour out one for the set, boy, till there's nothing left. On a run to the bread until we all got them baguettes. Hear them footsteps coming, cause we coming for the check. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I could never switch, not a day in my life. Now it's my dogs, they by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die. We ain't gon' run, no we don't hide. I could never switch, not a day in my life. As long as my dogs, they by my side. Yeah, we gon' ride till we die, die, die.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? Get ready, dog. This be the green light, go. Tires burn the pavement. People wanna know where Mace, Pops, and Dave went. Still here, still in your ear with a style so hot, you'll see where all the sun rays went. Legs, arms, ahead, all being moved in a frenzy.
Coach, winter is just around the corner as you get a look at New Era Field just south of Buffalo, New York. A few moments ago, to the delight of this Buffalo crowd, it was the Bills racing out of the tunnel as they get set to match up with the Baltimore Ravens. Two teams trying to stake their claim to postseason football. Week 14 of the NFL is underway. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go. Look out! Line 40! 15, check my 15. Bring it! Bring it! 12, 12, 12. Hey, we got Mike 50, Mike 50. Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
Luck on first down. And incomplete to open things up. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
12, 12. Hey, dude.
Lock. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A.J. Klein came in there hard on the blitz and got him down 9 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Hey, let's go. 49, guys. Mike, 49.
3rd and long. It's Locke. He uncorks it. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. And a big 32-yard play on 3rd.
Check out. Line 40. I'm coming.
Here's the second-year back out of NC State, Nyheim Hines. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Switch! Let's go, Mexico! Switch! 11B! Undercross! 49's the mic!
Here's Locke. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. 16 yards on that one and a Raven first.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. They run with Hines. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, Luck. Eluding the pressure right. Looking for the... Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. The point after through the raindrops up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. From the gun, it's Allen. It's complete to Diggs. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. To the air, Allen. Out of the backfield, it's T.J. Yeldon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 1st down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Got a man, it's Brown. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. They run with a former Jaguar. It's T.J. Yeldon, and he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
6-6, pull it hard.
From midfield, here's Allen. He gets it to Brown, complete. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. Here's Allen. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
All day, every day.
Now Allen throwing again. That one complete to Yeldon. Call it a gain of 3. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. That one good for 24 yards. Operating from the red zone now. Allen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
chances are good he's going to be a very busy guy. 2 catches already in this opening drive, and they were looking his way for a third.
I think they put this defense on notice that could be a really, really frequent combination. To throw on 2nd and 10, Allen. And a great return as he takes us up just shy of the 45.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
How about this offense already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive? It's certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're 1 to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
Watch the run. Hey, orbit. Check Mike 21. Mike 21. Check Mike 21. Go, go, go. Quo.
Throwing his line. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Marquise Brown, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Ravens are able to show off their quick strike ability. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. A quick throw here out to Brown. That one, a first down pickup of 8. Brown signed with the Bills in March. Last year he was in Baltimore, 4 seasons in Arizona prior to that, but they're hoping that Brown can add a lot of speed to this offense, which he should. Last year in Baltimore, 715 yards and 5 touchdowns. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 12 yards that time, and a Bills first down.
Alert! Recon, 132 fighter.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
$14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
14.
Watch it. Right here. Watch twins. Tight. Watch the twins. Check your hot read.
On first down, they stick with Singletary. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, here's a run with Singletary. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
61, matchbox lights. Middle.
Throwing is Allen on third. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed, if there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down.
5 wide. Check. Regular. Hey, exit. 18, Mike, 18. Watch the slats. Watch 18. 18's the Mike. Hey, D, back up. Go.
Allen going to go on fourth down. And he's able to find Diggs. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
General West.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Rush in. Switch it. Middle.
Throwing on first down is Allen. This is Yeldon on the dump off. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and it'll bring up a second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7.
He's checking crap. Check. Alert. Check.
And again, it's Allen. And Diggs has it. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. The offense on third down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at third in the nose of the football.
Watch 18. 18's the Mike.
Again, they'll throw with Allen. And able to find John Brown. Allen going to come to the line here, first and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive.
First and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Allen to throw once more. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. Now the ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Ravens. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And maybe that one caused by the weather. Of course, the rain coming down. Charles, can you maybe, when you're carrying that football, grip it too tight in the rain?
I think that you can, and it's such a delicate balance, too, because when you grip it so tight, sometimes it'll slip out from your body. You squeeze it too hard, and it'll pop out on its own. I've actually had running backs talk to me about that when they've tried too hard, even in perfect conditions, the ball gets away from them. They've got to find that good balance, carrying it firmly, yet at the same time under control.
Following the fumble recovery, here's Locke. He uncorks it for Snead. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he is down deep into Buffalo territory. A big play that time for the Ravens. 68 yards.
And the Ravens first down.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. This is Hines. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
Protein spill.
They'll try to run with Hines. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Nyheim Hines. His 9th touchdown of the season as the Ravens push further out in front. Tucker now to add the point after. And it is now 21-0. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy. because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making...
And a big loss here as he's taken down. That's a cornerback in for the sack, Tre'Davious White.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes, and just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
He uncorks it for Snead. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. That's 3 touchdown passes now for Andrew Luck as the Ravens push further out in front. Tucker with the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. You've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it. One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. There he goes right side. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the third quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on third.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Check it out.
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. Fielded at about the 28. A great return there, bobbing and weaving his way for 31 yards. And the Ravens set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already.
Check out. 674. 11. You can't block me. 40 mate Alpha. Mike, 49.
On first down, Love. He'll rifle this one deep right. A battle for it, and it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. He has just been a load for opposing offenses to account for. Now 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take away all the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
Now a play fake here on first down. Flush to his right. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. So now 2 pick sixes that he's thrown in this first half of play. Where do you go from here?
Well, number one, make sure you keep your poise. Make sure you go to the sideline after throwing this second one, and you look like you're still in charge, that you're still the guy, because your team's going to feed off of you. And if you're having your hands on your head or shaking your head and walking with your head down, guess what? They're not going to rally at all.
And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them.
218, chop, go!
Now Allen off the bootleg. Going deep for Diggs. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Luck. Forced out to his left. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the first down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
51 yards on the punt there. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to this offense. Allen hit. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line.
all these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Luck. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ed Oliver, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. 49. Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the ball. Mike's 49. Mike's 11B. Right.
To try again after the sack. Luck. Got some real estate inside the 30. This will be caught by Brown. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for 3rd down. Luck on 3rd down. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown. Hollywood Marquise Brown. His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one.
Big word. I like it, though, because you're exactly right. All game long, they've struggled moving the ball, turning it over on the last possession. Is that word again, symptomatic?
Yeah.
I like that.
Your analysis, symptomatic of the success of this broadcast.
What I like is that you gave me the word, and I just kept using it.
Allen now on 1st down. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. So 2nd in inches after that 1st down completion went just shy of the marker. Allen going to give this one to Singletary. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Allen now looks to throw. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Marching in for the sack, Matthew Judon. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard.
Hey, watch this, watch this. Stop. Kill. Turn it up. Kill. Turn it up. Check the backer, check. Alert. Deuce. Motion. Here we go.
On 3rd and long, it's Allen. He finds Yeldon. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th.
57. Mike, 57. Here we go.
So they're going for it, and here's Allen. It's complete to Diggs. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down, and the Ravens are going to get the football back. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
To throw is Love. Snead's got it. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. The throw here to Andrews, the tight end. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. Luck now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Let's go, Mexico. Under 10. 10. Switch. Shift. 6-6. Pull it high. Switch. 49. 49 the mic. 49 the mic. 12.
A shotgun snap for Love. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A big one there for the Ravens. It goes for 18. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. On 1st down, it's Love. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. Marquise Brown there to make the grab as his guys continue to pour it on.
And this is obviously quite a performance. And most of the time when we talk about someone putting a team on their back, I think we're talking about a guy who runs the football. In this case, it's a guy out wide catching it, and he's done exactly that. Truly leading his team right now towards victory.
3 touchdown catches. He's been the headliner. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
12 yards that time, and a Bills 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Now Brown. Oh, he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And some room to run now. And it's a huge return as he brings us all the way back down to the 15-yard line.
Well, Parker, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out.
Hey, 140, 11V. Check 52, 11V. Alert 3. Bravo. He's coming to you. He's coming to you. Motion. Hey. Ready.
On 1st and 10, Love. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Call it a gain of 5, and that'll make it 3rd down. The last play on the completion got him half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 34-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Allen. And he's going to have the connection to Foster. And he'll be brought down at the 34, well short of the first down marker. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Allen will look to throw for it on 4th. Open man, here's Foster. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Give him 18 on that one as the Bills are going to have a first down.
Check 24.
First
Check
and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Ground 80.
It's a gain of 5.
A play fake to Singletary, and now it's Allen. Got an open man, it's Foster. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Allen going to come to the line here, 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
Allen's throw is complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 15-yard line. Operating from the red zone now, Allen. And now here is another interception. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. Accelerating, and off he goes. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. That's the story of the game. They've been suffocating all game long on defense. They were suffocating there again in a big way.
And they've done it not just by out-athleting them, which is often the case, but by being able to adjust to anything they tried to throw at them and beating them to the punch each and every time. This was a defense that was well prepared.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, Allen cannot get away, and down he goes. Daniil Hunter able to record his 5th sack of the season. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
A great return there of 22 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. Baltimore with good starting field position as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. Now it's Locke. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. And Oliver in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on 2nd and long. Luck. Got a man. It's Brown. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Luck going to throw it. Nice big gain there from Marquise Brown, first-round pick out of Oklahoma. Of course, his cousin knows a thing or two about big catches in the NFL. That's Antonio Brown. And now Hollywood hoping to carry on the family tradition of solid production at the wide receiver position. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. Here's Locke. Over the middle here to Brown. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And Diggs has it. Right about 20 yards on the pickup. Officially, they'll say it's going to go for 19. Play action. Now it's Allen. Now a desperation throw. And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. Stephen Hauschka for the point after. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Here we go. Here we go. First and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. From the gun, here's Locke. They'll rifle this one deep right. They got his man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. An excellent gain, 35 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10.
58, boys. 58. 58. It's Mike. Let's go, baby. They turn over. Get that.
Throwing now. Luck. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. But, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Ravens, it's a 10th win on the year as they move to 10-3. And they will head back home.